Hello, it is currently 11 o'clock at night on July 8th. Is that it? July 8th, right. And it's fixing to be July 9th since it's almost 12 o'clock. But, hello, how are you doing? I haven't started working on anything yet, but you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, considering this is the first video on this channel, more or less. I think there was a Hokage contest video I just posted. It should be up by now. For something for Viz Beta that I had to cross by, and I was like, oh, okay, I should do that. That would be awesome. It would be incredible experience. Forgive my over exuberant enthusiasm. I'm rather tired. I got up very early this morning. Got up very early, starting. I'm actually training at a Panera Bread right now to start saving up some moolah. And I had to go in very early, and I did not sleep very much. And then I got to work and realized everybody at work slept even less than I did, and I was like, oh, so much for that one up. But yes, hello again. I guess the first thing I should do is I should do an introduction. My name is Luke Wall. I am 19 from West Tennessee. I'm a high school graduate. I'm not attending college at the moment. I currently live with my dad in West Tennessee for whatever reason. I don't want to be specific. I'm not sure why. But I am not attending college. I have no plans to attend college. And the reason I'm about to tell you is probably something that reactions would be mixed. It depends on the kind of person you are. Some people will have thought of this from day to day and then given it up, and it's something that they dreamed about, but they eventually just, the scope was too broad, it was too distant, it was something they just could not see themselves actually being able to achieve. And then some people, at the very notion of the idea, they scoff. The terms, there's the term weeaboo. I'm pretty sure if you've found your way to this video, you probably know what that is. The weeaboo is a very negative term as far as I know. Otaku is another term. But I don't think any of those really describe me. I've kind of, possibly in the past, those terms have relatively been able to describe me, but I don't think that's how it is at the moment. So instead of trying to be metaphorical, I suppose I should just get to the point. I have dedicated my life and pretty much every inch of my energy, if I am able to do so, to becoming a manga artist. And that's a very broad thing to say for certain amounts of people. By becoming a manga artist, I mean literally going to Japan, getting a weekly series in a Japanese serialized magazine, in Japanese, writing something in Japanese, drawing it and putting it into a Japanese magazine. It had to be very specific there, just in case you didn't get it. Of course, you got it, you're smart, I trust you. But, and to be honest, I'm not really sure why I'm making this video about it. No one may ever watch it, ever. It may be completely pointless. But the idea crossed my brain the other day that part of what makes what I'm doing so difficult, which I'll talk about later, either in another video or sometime down the road, this one, what makes this so difficult is the solitude. Pursuing this goal has been a very lonely endeavor. For the past 3 or 4 years, I haven't really done things with friends that I know of. There have been occasions, like I have visited friends that I've known from the past for maybe a day or two. I haven't gone full on hermit. But it has been a very, 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 very lonely pursuit, and the thought of giving up has crossed my head so many times that I've lost count. And um, yeah, that's not much else to that. When you're lonely, you're lonely. I can't talk because it's so late. And I can't open this darn water bottle. Here, someone help me. Sheesh. It's horrible for your teeth. But I suppose that's why I'm making this video. Partly because I'm lonely. I'm desperately clinging for somebody to talk to me. Not really. Please don't feel sorry for me. Please don't. You get enough of that already. Jokes aside, that's really why I'm making these videos, is because it's a lonely pursuit. It's something that I'm mostly just digging into as much as I can every day, and but there's still just not a lot of solidification to it yet, and by that I mean not really any fruit from the tree, if that makes any sense. When I started, in fact, I'll make a video sometime down the road showing some of my drawings when I first, got it in my head, okay, I'm going to be a manga artist. Holy crap, 6 minutes. I thought it was more than that. When I first started, it was, I can't really even put it into words. It was atrocious. Is probably an understatement. There are the people that are decent at drawing, well, not decent, but they can draw something besides a stick person with a really crappy face, let's put it that way. There are those kind of people, but you wouldn't see their artwork on something professional. Take that kind of person and knock them down about 2 artistic levels. That's about where I started out at. And here's the crazy part is I actually thought I was pretty good. I thought I was the bee's knees. Like, I got onto these anime forums. I was still hot on the anime thing. Just found out about it. I was woohoo! Anime! Yeah! Konnichiwa! Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I would say things in Japanese that probably did not make any sense. And I would show people these drawings, and I thought it was the bee's knees, and then some people would be like, oh yeah, that's so awesome. And I was like, yeah, I know, right? We're both awesome artists. And uh, yeah, thinking back on that now is, oh, it's embarrassing, slightly, a little bit of cringeworthy. I got a little shiver down my spine thinking about it. But case in point, I was really bad. And I've come a very long way. I'm not confident entirely in my ability yet, but I can at least say so much that I've come a very long way. And just thinking on it, I would have so many times where I would think to myself, man, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. I'm wasting my life trying to pursue something that doesn't even matter. And then I keep thinking to myself, I haven't done anything. I've wasted my life. And then I think about how far I've come, and when I really think about it, it's mind-blowing, actually. And I say that as a person that's not very confident, someone who's not very confident in themselves or in their abilities. So I suppose all of this is to say that yes, this is more or less a exaggerated announcement that this channel, this YouTube channel that this video is uploaded to, that I currently own, obviously, of course, is going to be my YouTube channel where I will post either videos like this. And as an artist, I see so many artists on YouTube. They constantly, well, I'm saying this in a very negative aspect. Let me back that up. And that's my dog getting comfy, ready for bed. Well, he's ready for bed. I'm not. I got things to do. We working here. I completely forgot what I was saying. But yeah, a lot of artists on YouTube post videos, obviously, on how to draw. That's kind of straightforward, and probably what they should do. They're good artists. We would all love to know how to draw like them, and that is absolutely what they need to do. And I love them for doing that, because they've saved my butt many times. Especially when I need to figure out, okay, how do I do that perspective grid, or, okay, anatomy proportions. What was the correct measurement of this? When I can just go and look up a YouTube video that gives me a really quick 5-second, it is this, this, and this, of how something works. Or if I need a longer explanation, then yes, I love that. It's awesome. YouTube is awesome. YouTube is really awesome. But I don't think that's what I want to do. It may come up eventually, but being as I am not a naturally born skilled artist, I don't think it's something that would give the most benefit to people who see my channel and watch my videos. If they were to do that, I don't think that would give them the greatest benefit. I think the best thing that I can do is give people a very raw understanding of what someone who wants to do this has to do, whether I'm successful at it or not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what else to say on that note. I could go into many other topics, and I apologize. This is entirely impromptu, no script, obviously, with all the stuttering and all that I'm doing. Good gracious me. But yeah, this is that announcement. I myself, Luke Wall, am attempting to be a manga artist, a Japanese manga artist, and I suppose I'm announcing that to the world for all to see. Whoever decides to waste their time and money, well, not money, but time watching these videos. Hopefully, eventually, it won't be a waste of time. Eventually, I'll have awesome things to say, awesome quotes. And so, I'm actually going to close on that note. And it's the reason I decided to start making these videos. As a Christian, I go to church. Well, I go to church, I'm a Christian. One and the same, but in a message that the pastor was preaching, I'm not going to go into a Christian philosophical sermon on you, I promise. I don't believe in spreading the gospel that way and whatnot, but that was a really weird way to say that, so just scrap that part. There was a piece of the sermon where it was in a book of the Bible called Nehemiah, where Nehemiah has to build a wall, that he's reconstructing this holy city of Jerusalem because it has been torn down by the Assyrians. I believe it was the Assyrians, and the holy city is in shambles. It's destroyed, completely, is all wrecked up. And he's building this wall. He's trying to reconstruct the city and reestablish its status in the region, in the world that was known. and there were constantly forces coming against him, just people, both people inside the city that were part of Jerusalem and people from the outside. There was just constant forces of opposition. And Nehemiah, as an incredible individual, he could have been very easily distracted for very just reasons that would make a lot of sense, things that would logically work, a logical reason to stop what he was doing and go do something else. But he didn't. He stayed on the wall. And I seriously need to start memorizing Bible verses. As the people who aren't Christian are gonna be like, "Oh, you don't know the Bible. You're not a Christian." Boo. I'm working on it. Slow down. But part of what the pastor was saying, wow, I'm jumping around a lot. The whole point of this whole going to church thing that I'm trying to say is, the pastor came to a point where he said a couple of words, and a bunch of the words stuck out while he was saying the rest of the sermon, and they just all clumped together into this kind of quote, not a quote, I guess a statement in my head that just really, it got in and it just stuck there, and it just pulsed and reverberated. And it was that values without discipline are just a one-way shot to regret. And that was when I decided to start making these videos. For a very long time for the past year and a half probably, in this pursuit of trying to become a manga artist and go to Japan. I have not put in a sincere or a justifiable amount of effort. And I could make every excuse. It's been difficult, it's lonely, I'm depressed, it's hard, my body won't stay awake, I don't have the money to afford enough coffee. I can make every excuse in the world. And I just did. But I'm not sincerely saying those as excuses. I was making examples. But in the end, I realized that I was not putting forth the discipline to support the values, because I value this dream a lot. Obviously, I do. I've given up a large amount of social interaction. I don't go to parties. I haven't even dated. I've never had a girlfriend. That's part of it. Not part of it, what am I saying? I've never dated. I don't really think I have time for it. The thing that's really sucked me away is video games. I've been playing video games since, oh man, who knows, man. And the newest console I have is a PS2, so you can imagine how stressful that would be. Oh, I want to play this newest game. It's on a PS3 or a Xbox 360, or now it's Xbox One and PS4, and it's $500. You know how much coffee I could buy with that? Gracious me. And it's, what is it, $500? I probably just said a really ridiculous price, but. So yes, video games have been a very large time suck, and part of that is I enjoy stories. I enjoy games with stories, and that's partly why I wasted so much time in video. Even if it's not a video game that tells a story, if it's like a role-playing game or something where I get to take a character and make a story out of them, I'll jump all on that. I'll spend way more time than I need to on it. And I'll be like, okay, gotta play for a few minutes, then I gotta get ready for work. And I'll play for a few minutes, and all of a sudden I play for a few hours. I'm like, Okay. uh, it's an issue. It's an issue that I majorly have to work on. And so, yeah, video games are an issue. And, man, I'm really making a bullet list here, aren't I? The other issue that I have is in drawing in general. I take a lot of time, way more time than I should, and I get okay results, but in fact, the recent 2-page spread that I've done took me 5 to 6 days to complete it. A 2-page spread. That's like something that at the very most, that once you complete all your other draft pages, you take a day or two to make sure the composition's perfect and you complete the page in a day or two at the most, at least in a professional mindset. And 5 or 6 days for one 2-page spread that isn't that complex is, one way to put it, is unacceptable. And so that is a major struggle that I deal with in the here and now. And a new struggle arising is I now have a job to try and pay for my schooling. That'll be, well, I said I'm not going to college, but I will be going to a language school. That's another topic entirely. Let's save it for another video, because this one's already long enough, trust me. Well, trust you, yeah, you've been watching the video. If you've made it to this point, most people have already gone to somebody else or some other. I'm gonna stop right there. And I forgot what I was saying again. But yes, language school will be entirely another video on its own. But that is why I'm saving the money. That's why I have a job. I have to pay the application fee. I'm going to need money when I get over there to pay expenses to survive. And so yeah, that is another one of the majors. So towards the end of this video, it seems I've been complaining a lot, so I'm going to end it on this note. I love what I'm doing right now. I love it more than anything. There are times when I don't focus on it and dwell on it, but I love getting up in the morning, and I don't have friends texting me, how you doing, want to go do something. I don't have anybody that focuses on me that much or give me that much attention. I'm not saying that as a complaint or anything, but I eventually discovered that that's actually a pretty general thing, that most people have at least somebody that they encounter on a daily basis that knows them very well. That point aside, I don't have that. Not to sound depressed, but I don't have that. I don't really have any other desires. I am in love with the life of just being able to get up and think on things that I want to create and stories I want to tell, and be able to do that. Granted, it's going to be a while before the work into that pays off, but I wouldn't take it, I wouldn't give it away for anything in the world. I love it. And I'm saying that on video right now because I might watch this one day in order to remind myself of this point, that I love this. I love telling these stories. I love this. And if you want an explanation that is specific to manga, I love this method of storytelling. I love this artwork, this potential the potential for the images that can create with this artwork, the way you can tell stories with that. With comics, things are they feel very closed off is probably not the best word, but it's the only word that's coming to my head right now. Many series I would, for example, one example is a recent Marvel comic that came out, Inhumans. I'm a big Joe Mad fan. I love his artwork. And I would see his artwork. He was doing artwork for Inhumans for the first 3 chapters. I keep saying chapters. It's issues, I guess. First 3 issues, I think it was. And after that, another artist took over, and I was engrossed in the story, and then suddenly the artist changed, and it was like I had to readapt, and I just couldn't. I didn't enjoy it as much with the different artists. I enjoy a manga series because an artist and a story are meshed together, and you're sent off on this journey and experiencing this story, and that's part of what I enjoy about it. But I just enjoy this form of storytelling. I enjoy creating it. I enjoy not having to do something on a computer, really being able to do something with my hands, with tools that I have to master, things that I have to practice with, because I can take confidence in the fact that I put in the time to master those tools, to get good at them, and that as someone who doesn't have a lot of things to be proud of, that's something I can be proud of. Is that I've put in the time, and I've at least gotten to a point where a lot of people cannot get. And that means something to me, regardless of success or failure. And so, there you go. I love it, and I'm gonna do it. And I hope if you've watched this video all the way to the end, you might have stopped watching and maybe had it on audio, because I'm not really doing anything specific in the video that you have to watch. Maybe you're just listening. But if you made it this far, then thank you. Thank you for listening. Because it's really hard for me to find people who will. And once again, I don't mean that as a complaint or a feel sorry for me. It's just an explanation of why I'm saying some of the things I am. And so thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. And so, I guess that wraps up this video. And I'm probably fumbling words. I've been recording this thing straight through, so there's no telling how crappy the audio is or how horribly I've been muffling my words. You may not be able to understand me. Especially, I have a really thick southern accent. And it shows all the time. If I make an attempt, I can try and get rid of it, but it still doesn't do very much. So yeah, thank you for watching to the end of this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will continue to watch videos. We can kind of go on this journey together. That was kind of cheesy, but oh well, get over it. Cheesy's my squeezy? Oh, who knows? That probably means something very perverted. Cut. So yeah. A lot of the social media links that I don't have a lot of things where I am very active yet. Not having very many followers or anything makes it really kind of hard to really post anything. And I'm like, oh, what's the point? So social media stuff down here. Yeah. Wait for it. Dun, dun, dun. Hitting the rim. There we go. Social media stuff down the rim. I think there should be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think that'll be it. Oh, and Tumblr. Yeah, I need to post a Tumblr. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I really appreciate it. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I can't say enough. If you've made it to the end of this video, dang, son or girl, for making this to the end of this video and listening to my rambling. I appreciate it for the 5th, 6th time. So, have a awesome day, or night, or afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. I hope that you have enjoyable rest of your day for that. Yeah. And do what you love. That doesn't mean ignore your responsibilities and do what you want to do. Direct your life into a way where you can get up every day and you can know that you're doing something that both you are satisfied with and that is doing something that's of benefit. I know this is going to be another cheesy thing, but making the world a better place. The world's jacked up in a lot of ways, and a lot of people ignore that. But you know what? I'm going to stop right there before I get into what's the word I'm looking for? Into a big psychological discussion. Took me that. Psychological is one of my favorite words, so you can tell I'm tired if I don't remember what psychological is. So, thank you for watching the video. Social links in the bottom. Have a good day. God bless you. See you on the next video. Have a good day. Again.